Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another severe weather live stream. I feel like I just keep doing these live streams, considering there is just so many. There's just been so many consecutive days of severe weather happening in the United States. But here we go again. As you can see on my screen right now, we do have another moderate risk for severe weather. Let me go ahead and turn that off for you, so that way you can see that better. Once again, another moderate risk for severe weather has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center, this time a much bigger area, going all the way from Oklahoma City into the northern panhandle of Texas, all the way into portions of southwestern Oklahoma as well. A huge enhanced risk as well, going all the way from the panhandle of Texas into south central portions of Oklahoma as well. And then last but not least, you have that slight risk as well. Taking a look at our radar image here, we do have a couple of storms that are firing up in Texas, and we do have a couple of tornado warnings as well. So we'll go ahead and get right to that. Give me just a second to go ahead and get my other radar pulled up on my other screen, and then I'll be right there. Just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Also, in case any of you are brand new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content as well. I'm trying to hit 625 subscribers by this upcoming June 21st. I would greatly appreciate it if you wouldn't mind subscribing. It really does help me and my channel out a lot. I really do appreciate all the support. There we go. So let me go ahead and get that out of the way. I don't want that. So here's the main cell that I'm watching for. As you can see, this is in the northeastern sector of Texas right now. It does have a little bit of rotation showing up on the base velocity. A couple of frames ago it was actually much better, and I'll show you that right here. As you can see, on the outflow boundary of the system about 10-15 minutes ago, it did have much better rotation. You can see clear rotation right there. Our radar sight's back in this direction. You've got the green winds blowing towards the radar in this direction, red blowing away, so that is a little bit of rotation right in that general vicinity. This is a severe warning storm, to say the least. We do have some hail showing up as well, a huge hail showing up, potentially upwards of 60 kilograms, which is extremely large. So please be sure, if you are in this warning, I know it's not tornado warning, but still get to the lowest floor of the building that you are currently in. Put as many walls between you and the outdoor world as possible. These cells are just looking nasty today. This whole entire just atmosphere is extremely, what's it called? Unsettled. There is plenty of instability in the atmosphere. It's just very unstable. It's perfect for severe weather to strike, honestly. Okay, I think we actually do now have... Alright, so we now have one severe thunderstorm warning that now has a considerable threat tag on it. I think that is... Where is it? Okay, it's on this warning right here. Let's go over to this site here. There you go. So whenever you see these pink boxes, This is an extremely dangerous situation. A ongoing tornado on the ground currently at the moment right now. This is extremely dangerous. You can clearly see that there is a debris ball showing up right here on our correlation coefficient. It is extremely, extremely dangerous. Please be sure that if you are within this warning, that you get to the lowest floor of the building that you are currently in. Put as many walls between you and the outdoor world as possible. This is a very dangerous, ongoing threat right now. If you are, let's see what different areas this is affecting. Northeastern Dickens County, northwestern King County, southwestern Cottle County, and southeastern Motley County. This is all in northwestern Texas. This is right over Dumont, or 18 miles northwest of Guthrie, moving east at 20 miles per hour. This is a damaging tornado, and tennis ball size hail is also possible. As you can see, we've already had one report of a tornado, and this is probably just one of many more reports to come of probably most likely over the rest of the night tonight. So an extremely dangerous situation. Please be sure that if you are in this warning, you are taking shelter right now. Get to the lowest floor of the building that you are currently in. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Seeing if I am missing anything here on social media. Alrighty. So once again, this is still a confirmed tornado on the grounds. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the 3D, look at the actual cell and see how it's looking here. Ooh, that is a nasty looking cell. These clouds go upwards of 6,000 feet, if not higher than that. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Let's see how high the debris is going. There's your debris ball. Upwards of 60,000 feet, if not more than that. This is debris. This blue stuff showing up right here, that is debris. That is insane. Absolutely incredible. Wow, look at this hook echo. That is an impressive hook, ladies and gentlemen, to say the least. A very impressive hook echo within this supercell. That is extremely well defined. You can clearly see here's your inflow boundary, here's your outflow boundary, there's your area rotation right in there. And there's your area rotation as well. Let's go check on our friends up here, shall we? Yes, we shall. Oh, this is the dud radar site. Once this thing wants to load. Hey, you want to join my live? I'm live right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Live doing what?
Severe weather coverage.
How much longer are you going to be on?
I don't know. Why?
So I know if I want to join or not. So you're
You can leave whenever you want. I don't care.
I didn't even get a notification.
I'll send you the link to the Google Meet. So now you want to join. My amazing partner Will Rowe, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be joining us this afternoon.
You did not ask her. You did. What?
Alright, I am sending you the link right now.
You're telling you that it had the mic muted?
Will's Weather 25.
Everything I'm saying? Now you're forcing me to join?
Alright, I sent you the link. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my awesome partner Will Rowe has offered to join my live stream. He loves forecasting severe weather. He's more in my local area, but he likes to stretch out and also cover weather for other areas sometimes. So, Will, if you don't mind, just... Oh, yeah, did you hop in the meet yet? No, you have not yet. So I'm just waiting for my partner to get in here, and then we'll go ahead and get this road on the show. Get the show on the road, I'm sorry. I am terrible at this. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm making a fool of myself right here on live. Goodness gracious. So once again, this particular cell did have a confirmed tornado in it, but thankfully I think the tornado has now lifted back up. But this is still showing some signs of rotation, and it does have a report of a tornado, so please be sure that if you are still in this warning, that you are still seeking shelter, get to the lowest floor of the building that you are currently in, put as many walls between you and the outdoor world as possible, particularly a bathroom or a closet, and a basement would be best if you have that as well. Also, if you're in my local area, we're still under that marginal 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather throughout the rest of the night tonight. So even though it may not look like there's much going on, we still have that chance for severe weather. The atmosphere is not as unstable as it is, say, in Texas or Oklahoma right now, but it is unstable enough to where we could have a couple of little cells turn severe. So please be sure that you are remaining weather aware of that. Hey, he finally joined after 15 minutes. Kidding.
Can you hear me?
Talk again?
Can you hear me?
No.
Alright, hold on.
You gotta turn on your mic.
It is on. I gotta fix some settings.
Yeah, go fix those settings.
How about now?
Nope.
Is that the right microphone? I don't know which one this microphone is.
Oh, this is my partner, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not.
Alright,
There you go. Perfect. Okay. Mute yourself on FaceTime.
Alright, we're good.
Alrighty, good deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and get talking about the severe weather threat for Oklahoma right now, I do want, Will, if you could just show the radar on GR Earth right now, and just if you could play with the HRRR reflectivity and just show what we might be seeing throughout the rest of the night tonight, that'd be great.
Getting right on it, buddy.
Appreciate that.
Hold on, let me scrub through it.
And then also, if you don't mind sharing your screen with me on Google Meet, please.
I will.
So sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of other stuff going on right now. He is trying to manage this, and he's an awesome partner for stepping up to the job and helping me do this for you. So, while he's going ahead and taking a sweet old time getting that up, I'm just gonna keep warning you. Whoa! Look at this debris ball right here. If this is a debris ball from a tornado, that is big. Well, it's definitely a CC drop. I'm just not 100% sure exactly what that is showing up here. So I think Will is good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in full screen here, Will. Will. Alright, Will, you are good to go.
Alright, I'm trying to pull up your live stream on my side over here. Just make sure that we're good to go.
Heard on that. Hey, we just got a new subscriber. Thank you so much for that. I really do.
Alright, I believe we're good to go, so
yep.
Can you mute yourself, please?
Alrighty.
Like on FaceTime. Oh, okay, that's fine. So this is taking a look at the HRRR model, the high resolution rapid refresh. So it does look like we are going to continue to see these strong rain and thunderstorms. You see the pink colors up there towards the Texas Panhandle and into Oklahoma. This is going to continue. Let me turn off the warnings so you're not confused. But I am going to leave the watch box on. So we're going to continue to see these rain and storms move through. This is at about 9 o'clock tonight. And then you see once we lose the heating of the day and going into the morning tomorrow, we are going to start to see this line weaken significantly, but we are going to continue to see some rain and even some thunderstorms where that main line was making its way into Arkansas. This is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Continuing on into the morning, we're going to continue to see that line push off to the east and even some redevelopment back towards the same spot that we are seeing severe weather today. So that's Oklahoma, Texas. You see this line right down through there. That's where we are monitoring another threat for severe weather as we head into the day tomorrow. We're going to continue to see this going into the evening hours, and it's going to push further to the south into portions of Arkansas, southern Texas, and Louisiana, then eventually making its way into Mississippi as we head into the overnight hours tomorrow. And you even see these stronger, brighter colors, near where Texas A&M is. So that's going to continue to move through tomorrow evening, and we could see another tornado or damaging wind and even some large hail threats tomorrow evening as well. That's going to continue to move through, and then we are going to just watch and see how this does play out. But you see back here in the yellow, that's where we have our current watch box, and I am going to pull up the current radar to see what we have going on right now. We have a couple of strong storms right here around Paducah in Texas, and we also have another one in Oklahoma. I think this one is actually tornado warned. Let me turn back on the warnings here. Yeah, this one does have a tornado warning. You can kind of see a little bit of a hook there, and Liam is telling me in my ear that there's a confirmed tornado with it. It does look like we have a tornado emergency over here. So I am going to climb the ladder a little bit here and get over to there. I was checking out the storms that we had going on over here earlier today, so
and also,
I was not
just
prepared.
Like to mention that the warning that Will is currently on, that tornado warning, I don't think it's still on the ground just yet. It's down in the Texas Panhandle, or that one in Texas that has the purple box around it. It was a confirmed tornado at one point in time, but it has did lift back up. But I'm looking at my other computer on the velocity signature. It looks like it might be trying to touch down again. It's forming another hook echo, and there's still a huge CC drop. So this is a very dangerous supercell that everybody in this general location needs to be highly aware of.
Yeah, it does look like we have some sort of rotation. It's probably not as strong as it was at one point, but you can still see a little bit of a hook over here on the radar. I'm going to play the last couple of frames, but yeah, you can kind of see it's probably still on the ground just looking on this, but it's probably not as strong as it once was. I'm saying that it's still on the ground because of that hook that we are seeing right there.
There is one tornado warning in Texas.
I know I was talking about that one though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to get to that one, but
My apologies.
I brought this one up, and then I came over here to look at the current radar.
Gotcha.
But
I'm sorry.
yeah, this one's probably not on the. This one's probably is on the ground, but not as strong as it once was. Now going back over here to what Liam is saying, we actually have a PDS tornado warning or a tornado emergency back down to the south of Paducah. And if I can get the radar to load, we can take a look at this one. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't prepared for this. I kind of just called Liam. I didn't get a notification that he was live, and he voluntold me to join this live stream. So that's okay. I don't mind, but I didn't have
The
any
only
heads
reason why
up.
I
But yeah,
told him to do it is because I know that covering severe weather, where no matter where it is in the country, it is his favorite thing to do, especially in weather. I mean, we love forecasting all types of weather, but Will in particular, I've known him for about 1.5 to 2 years. What the heck?
why is there a bunny on my screen?
That is a good question that you should know. But
I should
anyways,
probably
that is
take-
by
I should
far Will's
probably-
favorite thing to forecast.
I should probably take a look at that after.
Yes,
I don't
that would
know
be,
why there is a
logic
bunny
thing
on
to
there.
do, yes.
But yeah, taking a look into this thunderstorm, you can kind of tell we do have a pretty tall thunderstorm here, about 50,000, even breaking 50,000, about 56-ish thousand feet up in the air. But you can kind of see where we have those pink colors. That's where all of our activity is going on here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm looking at the correct radar site for this. Let me switch over here to see if it gives me a little bit of a better view.
I would
But
either use
from
I would probably either use KDYX or maybe KMA.
Here, I can look here. Okay, so they did expire this tornado warning because the tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warning area, and it does not look like they extended it. But this was issued by LUB, so I should look at the LUB radar. Don't exactly know where that one, or actually, it's actually coded different. It's probably this one. I don't cover Texas, so I'm sorry. Excuse my ignorance.
Still a very strong rotation signature showing up on that Oklahoma tornado. It's very strong on both the base velocity and the storm relative velocity. Perfect CC drop. You can clearly see the inflow boundary and the outflow boundary. Perfect hook echo. It's just a classic textbook supercell. So please, if you are, this is going to be just to the northwest of Maud, and also just to the northwest of Bow Legs, and oh my goodness, it's going right for Seminole. So in case you are not aware of this past Monday we had another tornado outbreak that went right through Oklahoma. There was another moderate risk, and there was a PDS tornado, PDS standing for particularly dangerous situation, that went right through Seminole in southeastern Oklahoma, and this particular supercell is heading right for Seminole. The hook echo might not go directly over Seminole, but you're probably going to be likely in the huge hail core, as well as probably going just to the north of the bow hook. So if you were in Seminole, northwest of Bow Legs, west of Lima, get to the lowest floor of the building that you were currently in. St. Louis, this is now just to the north of you, so you were in the clear, but I cannot stress this enough. The whole entire city of Seminole, get to the lowest floor of the building that you were currently in. This is a life-threatening situation.
Just taking a look at a couple of things here. But you see, I pulled up that tornado that he was talking about. There is a pretty good signature. I think I was just looking at, I like Radar Scope a little bit better. I was taking a look at GR Analyst over here. I like Radar Scope a little bit better because it does show better. But yeah, you can clearly tell that there's a sign of rotation over here in Oklahoma. But you can clearly see the hook over there. That's why I knew that there was probably a tornado on the ground. There's a tornado on the ground here, and you need to get in your safe spot if you are here. And by the way,
I'm looking on Radar Scope as well. You've got negative 63 up against positive 54. So we're probably seeing winds easily over 110 miles per hour, probably gusting upwards of 120, 130. So obviously we can't, technically confirm this, or say that this is, an EF2 or an EF3 unless, the National Weather Service is physically out there surveying the damage. But I would guess that this is probably going to be at least an EF1, EF2. But obviously, once again, we can't really confirm that until the NWS gets out there and really surveys the damage.
Trying to take a look at the thunderstorm as a whole here. If I can get this.
Also, in case
off
you're
here.
a weather enthusiast just like me and Will both are, we're using several different radar applications to bring you this live coverage. The one that he's currently on is called GR2 Analyst. It's one of the most professional and technological radar software is known to man. You can try it free for I think 21 days, and then it is one permanent fee of $250. It's absolutely incredible. It gives you access to 3D, just like Will is showing you on your screen right now. You can see multiple different products. It's overall just a very good application to use, especially when you're trying to really go in depth with how the storm actually looks way up in the different levels of the atmosphere. And you could also just do like a lot of different stuff on it. We also use Radar Scope, Radar Omega. GR Earth was the application that he was showing you that future radar on. So there's just several different applications that we use, but they are a little pricey. So if you're on a tight budget, I would probably choose which one you like best and go with that one. But going back to what Will is talking about, you can see as he's moving around this radar, we've got a very strong area rotation. In case you don't know what this radar is showing you, this is called the velocity radar that shows different wind patterns and also the speed of them. The brighter the color, the stronger the winds. Green color is indicating winds blowing towards the radar. The red color is winds blowing away from the radar. And whenever you have two wind currents that are blowing very, very strong in opposite directions of each other that are very, very close, that always creates that spin in the atmosphere. And as soon as you have that spin, the clouds start to rotate down into the ground in a funnel shape. And then eventually, obviously, as soon as that's touching the ground and rotating on the ground, you get a tornado. So in the three-way...
Yeah, what I want to show you here,
Yeah.
This is taking a look into the thunderstorm. This is actually showing how tall our clouds are. You can see, like I was saying earlier, our clouds are pretty tall here, just topping over 50,000 feet. But you can clearly see here's what we call the flanking line. Our tornado that we are looking at is going to be right back here. You can tell where we have that inflow boundary, and we also have some outflow with it as well. But you can tell right here, this is where our tornado is going to be. We have something called a flanking line here, which is just the top of the thunderstorm cloud. And once it hits a certain point in the atmosphere, it kind of shoots out to the side because it can't go any higher. And I do want to bring you word that we have been issued a tornado emergency with this as well. Let me click off of this. But yeah, we do have a tornado emergency on this tornado that we were talking about. But I think Radar Scope shows it just a little bit better. We do have a lot of rotation showing up with this tornado.
GR Analyst is now showing a report of a tornado on the ground. If you want to show that, Will. GR2 Analyst is showing that.
Here, you take it back over. I'm gonna look at a couple of things.
Go over to that radar. And also, I really cannot stress this enough. This is heading right for Seminole, the exact location that got extremely heavily damaged this past Monday with the, I think, what was it? Will, did you hear it was an EF2 or an EF3? Did you hear anything about that warning in particular?
Which one?
The one that was in Seminole right here, that was a PDS Tornado Warning, the one I was telling you about the other day?
I have not heard word about that one.
Oh, okay, never mind. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was an EF2 or an EF3. So we're potentially watching another. Once again, you really can't confirm it unless NWS gets out there. But my guess is that it's at least an EF2 or an EF3. And you can clearly see. Let me do a little demonstration for you. I'm not an art major. I want to be a meteorology major. But I'll try and do the best drawing I can possibly do. Here's your whole entire storm right here. Here's the hook echo. And this is pretty much telling us you've got an inflow boundary right here where the storm is pretty much sucking in wind. You can clearly see this by this little blue pattern right here. You've got your outflow boundary right here, which is pretty much the system, throwing out things. So whenever you get two wind currents that are blowing in opposite directions, very close to each other, that creates that hook echo. And you can, once again, clearly see that on when I go over to this other radar, the base reflectivity. There's your hook echo right there, and you can clearly see it's heading right for Seminole, the area that was just very hard affected by that past tornado this past Monday. So the whole entire city of Seminole, you're not in that tornado emergency just yet. You are in, I don't think you're actually in any warning at all, which is kind of surprising me. They should really go ahead and remonitor this severe thunderstorm warning, considering half of the warning is not even within the actual supercell. But this is still a very dangerous supercell. I mean, rotation everywhere you see on the radar. This whole thing right now, that is a tornado right there. You've got green winds blowing towards your radar. You got the reds blowing away. So right there, there's your area rotation right there. So an extremely dangerous supercell. The whole entire city of Seminole, Bowlegs, it is right over Maud right now. And that debris ball is getting extremely close to Seminole. It's not a perfect circle like we would want to see, but you can clearly see that there is a lot of blue showing up here, and there's hardly any blue anywhere showing up anywhere else. So that just tells you something. Even though we don't have that perfectly circular debris ball, we definitely know that this is, a sign of something. Once again, whole entire city of Seminole, get to the lowest floor of the building that you are currently in, put your helmet on, rip the mattress off your bed, put that on you as well, get your shoes on, bring your phone with you. If you have a NOAA weather radio, bring that in with you as well. Turn up the TV as loud as you can if you have your local news on, so that way you can hear what they're saying. Just please do not get out until the storm has passed you. Me and Will will stay on live here as long as we can, and we'll keep you updated. We'll definitely be on live for at least until this storm is gone. But this is still a very dangerous and strong storm. So, Will, do you have anything to say about this storm in particular?
Not right now. I'm just taking a look at a couple of things with the SPC, a couple of their reports, but I'm going to continue to look at that. You keep in the driver's seat for now. I'll tell you if I got anything to say.
Full steam ahead. Alrighty. And also, I do want to touch on this tornado warning as well. This one is in the panhandle of Texas right now. Also, in case you want to follow Will, he is just as good as this. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, he's much better at covering severe weather than I am. If you want to follow him on Twitter and on Facebook, go to my website at liamsweather.org. Go to my team page, and there's his YouTube channel. He has an amazing Facebook page. He does amazing videos. He doesn't necessarily want to be an on-camera meteorologist, but he does want to be a research meteorologist, either for the National Storm... Oh, goodness gracious. It's NSSL. I keep forgetting what the name of it is.
The Storm Prediction Center or the National Severe Storms Laboratory.
There it is. Yep, there you go, right there. So...
once again, I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm still trying to catch up. I'm still looking at a couple of things. He could have gave me a heads up. That would have been nice. So hopefully next time Liam will give me a heads up. So
I'm kidding with you. Anyway, it's also...
thanks for telling me now, buddy. I'm going to continue to catch up on a couple of things, and I will be right back momentarily.
Alrighty, good deal. And also, Miss Linda Lukey commented on the stream, how many more of these do you think will be firing up in the next several days? Unfortunately, I think it's actually going to be the worst possible case scenario, and I'll show you exactly why I think about that. If I go over to the Storm Prediction Center's website, this is the branch of the National Weather Service that does issue these outlooks for severe weather. Obviously, here's today's outlook right here. You've got that moderate risk across the panhandle of Texas into the southwestern portion of Oklahoma as well. But unfortunately, we do have another enhanced risk, and this enhanced risk is extremely large. It goes all the way from northeastern Texas throughout northwestern Louisiana, pretty much the whole entire state of Arkansas except the northern portion of the state. But please be sure that if you are really anywhere across the Mississippi Valley, across southeastern Oklahoma, anywhere in eastern Texas, the whole entire state of Louisiana, Arkansas, into Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, all those different areas, please be sure you are staying weather aware of that. And then we also do have another slight risk. This is going to be for your Friday. I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. This slight risk does include eastern Louisiana, southeastern Mississippi, the whole entire state of Alabama, northwestern Georgia, a very small tip in South Carolina and North Carolina as well, and then east central Tennessee as well. So this is going to be a multi-day threat severe weather event, and I also do want to share with you something real fast. I know that we shouldn't be talking tropics right now, considering it is severe weather live outbreak coverage, But this whole entire system that's currently bringing this severe weather to the Central Plains, it's going to continue to head east over the next several days. But usually within these systems, we see them continue with the jet stream pattern going off into the eastern Atlantic. But what's going to happen with this one is it's actually going to break off the jet stream pattern. You can clearly see that once our main load gets right over the eastern coast, it's actually pretty much going to stop moving with everything else and pretty much sit itself right off the southeastern coast. Now, you can somewhat call this a tropical entity, to say the least, but it really isn't. If you know where I'm going, it's gonna have that look and that circular motion, like a tropical system. And you can also see these lines that are circulating, and these are called isobars. The closer together they are, the stronger the winds, and obviously they're all circulating in that counterclockwise spin. So we'll be sitting just off the coast of the Carolinas, but once again, you really can't call this a tropical entity, but obviously me and we'll keep a very close eye on it. And then eventually, the good thing is that the system, it really isn't going to be affecting hardly any land masses. It's not going to go west to the eastern coast and bring, the Carolinas, a ton of rain. It may bring some rain to coastal New England, but other than that, it's not going to be strengthening. It's not going to be making landfall wherever. So really just think of this as just like another rainy day, but from just a different type of system that we typically don't see this time of year. Will, do you have something
And I
to say
do want to
about it?
butt in. I do want to tell you that we did have a tropical system form before the official start, which is June 1st for the past 7 years. So if this were to become some sort of an invest and then eventually a named storm, it's not really out of the realm of possibilities right now. And actually, May 15th is the start of Eastern Pacific hurricane season. So that's when the National Hurricane Center is going to start issuing their regular updates through hurricane season. And I would not be surprised if they actually tagged this, because it's not actually unusual to see low pressure systems come off of the landmass and actually form some sort of a tropical something after it moves off of the coast. So we've seen that actually a couple of times before. So if this were to happen here, it would not be very surprising.
Yeah, and Will made a very good point about that. Even though that hurricane season officially starts on June 1st, it's not out of the question to see these types of systems, form outside of hurricane season. But going off of that, I do want to go back over to our radar and take a look at that tornado warning, that Pds tornado warning or tornado emergency that was right near Seminole. I have my other radar up on my other computer, and thank goodness it's showing that hook echo really died off, and it looks like Seminole might be missing a huge bullet, which is an absolute blessing from God. Thank God for that. But Miss Lucas, you can hear Will or you can't hear Will? Let me know. Well, you may need to do something with your mic. I'm not exactly sure though. Anyway, so let me go back to the last frame. You can see that there was still a hook echo right there, but now there is hardly any hook at all. There is still a clear. Oh shoot, maybe I spoke too soon. I didn't look at this well enough before I said anything. Okie dokie. Forget what I just said about Seminole missing a bullet. This is going to be going right over Seminole. I am extremely sorry to say that. I did not think that this thing was holding on to its strength considering the way it looked on the base reflectivity, but this is an extremely dangerous storm. We now have, once again, another tornado emergency. They did go ahead and issue that tornado emergency. This is going to be going right for Seminole. I mean, the whole entire city gets to the lowest floor of the building you are currently in. You can tell by my map here on GR2, this is a very populated area, which is not good. We don't want this going over any populated places. The good thing is that, a lot of places out here in Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska and northern Texas, there's a lot of rural areas out here rather than just urban areas, which is good. But it's still a very dangerous cell. Give me just a second. Will, if you don't mind taking over, my stepmom needs to call me for a second, but I will be right back on.
All right, that sounds good. Let me know in the chat, because I am monitoring the chat, if you can hear me. I'm sure Liam can hear me. Can Liam share my screen if he has not done so already? So I'm just, for now, I'm going to hope that my screen is being shared, but I do see what he has pulled up here. So what we are looking at is going to be the base velocity, and that's, like he said, the red winds are going away from the radar, green is going towards. Whenever you see those start to wrap around each other, that's where you see trouble. That's where you see where the tornado actually is. But on the radar, we are seeing a good hook echo. And that is a radar signature that we do have a tornado on the ground, and we're going to continue to see this as it does move off to the north and east for however long it holds its strength. And one thing, just to throwing this out there, just to mention it, this is actually being monitored by the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma. That's where the Storm Prediction Center is. So they know what they're talking about. They are the severe weather experts over there in Norman. So if they're saying that this is what this is, this is what this is. And that goes for all National Weather Service and even TV meteorologists as well. I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, but I do want you to know that this is where the Storm Prediction Center and the severe weather wonderland, if you want to call it that, is. This is where all of those people go and watch the weather. That's where most of the storm chasers come from. So they know what they're talking about here, and we can clearly see it on the radar right here. You can clearly see some sort of rotation. It's not the best. I'm not really sure what's going on with this velocity. Maybe I have to switch
Hey, Will, can you
radars,
hear me?
which I don't. I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, looking on my other computer, it looks like on the blue side or on the green side we've got plus 100 going up against negative 100 going up against at least negative 70. So we are likely seeing winds easily over 150 miles per hour, if not more than that. There's still a perfect bow hook on this cell. It is literally heading right for Seminole. I think the debris ball or the rotation has to be right over Seminole. I haven't gotten the newest scan yet, but I would pretty much say that this is going to be going right over Seminole, or it's either over Seminole, where it's about to, and we're still seeing an extremely strong rotation signature. The debris ball still isn't a perfect, circular ball, but it's still, you can still clearly see that there is some debris showing up. So this is still a very strong system. Once again, the highest level on warnings we can go, a tornado emergency has been issued for the whole entire Seminole City, and due northeast of that as well. Cromwell, you are also in the tornado emergency. I would take shelter now. We did just get a brand new radar scan. It is now going right over Seminole. Please just send some prayers out to Seminole. Lives are about to be changed forever right now. And the wind speeds, unfortunately, did just get stronger. So we're now looking at, let's see here, negative 105 up against positive 75. So we're easily upwards of 160 miles per hour, if not more than that. This is a clear textbook hook echo signature. A huge tornado is on the ground right now. It's going right over Seminole. Once again, unfortunately, this is quite a populated area, as I showed you on my map earlier. There's not
And if we take a look just behind that storm, there's actually another tornado warning. I'm sure.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's another tornado warning just behind that, and it's taken a similar path that one took. This is definitely not unfamiliar. We saw this with the Allendale tornado that we had at the beginning of April here in South Carolina. 3 went over almost the same exact area. So this is just going to be a difficult time for everyone over there. Obviously, you can see a little bit of a hook there, and we can see a little bit of rotation showing up here. Right now, it's still very broad at best, but it's most likely going to continue to strengthen, because whenever you have this type of environment, there's nothing to stop this from further strengthening.
Go back over to that one near Seminole? Because the way the bow hook just went out like nuts. If you go to the CC too, there's debris everywhere on that north side of the hook echo. It's just, this thing is just blowing up. It's almost like that Mayfield one, I swear. Oh my gosh.
And it's actually forming a pretty good hook at this point.
It's incredible. And if you go once again, go over to the CC, and there is,
I had the CC pulled up. None of the data is showing up on the CC.
Go over to radar scope. I mean, what's it
There we
called?
go.
GR2 if you need
I
to look
was
at
on
that.
radar scope.
Yeah,
There it is. It's finally showing up.
you can see all that debris being going right into Seminole. It's just circulating around that bow hook. It's just, oh my
And
gosh.
here's something I do want to point out really quick. I
Yeah.
just saw. You don't see this very often. You only
No.
see this with the stronger thunderstorms. So let me actually do a double panel so I can show you the radar compared to this. But take a look at this. You see, you got this beautiful. That's probably a bad term to use whenever you're talking about, but it's a really good hook
Textbook.
echo to say the least. But take a look at the correlation coefficient. Something looks similar there to you. You see that hook pattern showing up in the correlation coefficient, and then of course you have your inflow notch right there. So you can clearly see somewhat of a hook showing up. And this is because we have the debris being lofted right around, and it's actually spinning around where that tornado is. And right here is where our tornado is going to be, right here where we see this little ball at the end of the hook. But right back here, this is where your hail core is going to be. That's why you're seeing this pink colors. And we actually, I believe the warning said that we had ping pong ball size hail.
I
Let
know
me see.
that
Golf
sounds
ball size hail
golf.
is on the new one. So seeing golf ball size hail, that's easily about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So very large hail is showing up in that hail core. But let's talk about the tornado. The tornado, there's clearly some debris being shown up right here. But yeah, you see that little bit of a hook. So just wanted to point that out there.
It almost looks
And
like
let's go
the
back and
main debris signature might just go just to the north of Seminole. Like they may be dodging a huge bullet here. I mean, the north side of town is going to get absolutely demolished, but it's hard to tell because the CC shows that the debris might be going just to the north of Seminole, but that hook echo looks like it's going directly into the middle of the city.
well, your debris isn't going to be directly with your tornado. Your debris is going to be in front of, it's going to be behind, it's going to be scattered all across, especially if you have a tornado that's very powerful and you don't really want to give it a rating on the enhanced Fujita scale before they actually survey it, but
Right.
this is quite easily going to be at least an EF2 tornado, especially since we're issuing a tornado emergency on this. But you do have a very strong tornado on the ground, damaging tornado, as they put it in the warning description. But yeah, you're going to have a lot of debris with this. You're going to have very strong winds with this, and it's going to continue to move until something can stop it. And right now, the convection cap just broke not too long ago, just a few hours ago, and that's really what's fueling these strong thunderstorms. And if you're wondering, a convection cap is where you have a layer up in the atmosphere that prevents the clouds from rising even higher. And of course, you need very tall clouds to fuel stronger thunderstorms. So whenever the thunderstorms can't go past that point, you don't really have a favorable environment for tornadoes and severe weather. So whenever that cap, we call it a convection cap, whenever that cap breaks, that's when pretty much all hell breaks loose, if that's what you want to say. And that's exactly what we've seen over here in April, whenever we had that tornado outbreak here in South Carolina. That's what we saw a couple of days ago, whenever we saw that strong tornado outbreak in Kansas and Nebraska. And that's what we are seeing right now as we are moving through Texas and even into Oklahoma. And this is really what we call Tornado Alley. And another spot that we're going to be closely watching with this same system is going to be Dixie Alley and parts towards the East Coast as we head through Friday and even into the afternoon on your Saturday. Liam, take it over.
Very well said. So I'm just gonna keep going off what Will said, and just keep going, just keep letting you know information about this morning. It does look like, I mean, this is still a tornado going right over Seminole, but it kind of looks like the debris ball is not still right over Seminole, or it's not as good looking as it did just about a couple of frames ago. You can see here's the not the last frame we got, but this was the second to last frame we got. There's all your debris on your inflow notch right there. But let me go to the most recent scan, and you really don't see. You can still kind of see where that inflow notch is. Where that debris ball is coming in on that inflow notch, but it's not as clear in daylight as it was just about, I would say, just a couple of minutes ago. But this is still a very life-threatening situation. As Will said, probably at least an EF2 tornado is on the ground in Seminole or just to the north of Seminole. An extensive amount of damage is being shown. There's still a perfect, hook echo on the system, just really showing you or just telling us how strong this storm really, really is. And it's just sad to think that this is the exact same city that went through this exact same thing literally, what, 3 days ago? It's just absolutely devastating. 2 days ago. Today's Wednesday. My days are all mixed up. So just please send some prayers out if you do not live in Seminole. If you know any friends and family members, tell them to take shelter if they are not already in it. And I do want to go off of what Will was saying just a couple of minutes ago. We do have another tornado warning that is just on the backside of this. Even though it may not be looking as really that good on the velocity signature as the one that's currently in Seminole right now is, but this is still a number one severe warning storm and also number two a tornado warning storm. Will, if you could help me out with this in a second, is this little thing right here on that bottom on that southern cell a hook echo, or is that just kind of the storm being weird?
If you could like share your screen
Oh
so I
yes, I'm
can
sorry.
see, because of course there's like a 45-second delay on YouTube, so I can come into your computer or share your screen, whatever, so I
I'm
can at
sharing my screen
least
right now on the Google
see what
Meet.
you're doing.
There you go. So is this little thing? I don't think this is a hook echo, is it?
Could you play a couple of the frames so we can
Yes.
see? Because of course meteorology is all about trends.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you want to see what happened previously so you can forecast what goes on in the future. At one time, yes, I did actually say earlier that that was a hook echo. At one time, it was a clear sign of somewhat of a hook. Right now, it does look like it's becoming broader and broader as it continues moving to the north and to the east towards Washington and Slaughtersville.
Okay.
But here, let me pull it up on my screen right over here as well so I can take a closer look too. It does look like radar scope closed on my computer, so because that's my luck.
Holy crud! The hook echo on that one in Seminole just blew up. The velocity is off the charts. The hook echo is off the charts. This is an extremely dangerous, life-threatening situation. God help them.
Taking a look at some of our gate-to-gate shear on that. Let's take a look at the strongest point here.
Will, does this not remind you of that cell that went through Mayfield?
Reminds me of that one, and it reminds me of the one that went through Allendale as well.
Why do I not remember the one that went through Allendale? I remember the one that went
When
through,
I was on the wall for 4.5 hours.
I remember, what was the one that just went through... Wait, was that the one that happened on Monday?
Which one that happened on Monday?
There was a PDS Tornado Warning.
In Kansas?
Yes.
Yeah, in Andover.
Andover, that's it. That's it.
But yeah, the one in Allendale was the one I was covering when I was on the wall for 4.5 hours that day, like April 5th. I
Oh,
believe.
yes.
Yeah, that hook is actually pretty rare over here in the South, especially for this part that we're in. Because in Dixie Alley, so towards like Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, places like that, it's expected because you see it a couple times a year. But over here in South Carolina, you don't get a lot of tornadoes per year. We
That
actually
is for
average about
sure.
25, I think, the last time. It was 25, and I think we are already on 40 something confirmed tornadoes just this year. And that definitely racked up a lot of them on that one tornado outbreak that we had. So, and we're just getting started in severe weather season because you have severe weather season in the spring. You've got all throughout the summer, which is really just hit or miss thunderstorms during the afternoon. But every once in a while, you see a couple of severe thunderstorms. But then you have yet another severe weather season towards the fall. But another thing to mention, over the summer, you got tropical systems. If a tropical system were to make landfall, that could bring tornadoes as well. So that adds right on to the tornado total.
But
But going
thankfully,
back to what we are seeing over here in Oklahoma, I do want to just at least steer the conversation back over here to what we're actually showing and talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, the gate-to-gate share is pretty strong on that one that we were talking about before we got off topic, but it looks like it is starting to lose some of its steam. The hook isn't looking as good. It does look like the hook is starting to combine with some of the radar signatures that we are seeing. We are still seeing some pretty large hail right where that hail core is, and there's probably still somewhat of a tornado on the ground, but it does look like, at least from a radar perspective, that it's losing some of its steam. And this is actually updated since the velocity has. So I'm waiting for another scan of the velocity to come in so we can address the situation. That should come in about 2 minutes or so. Go ahead,
You'll
Liam.
notice also that you'll also notice that the tornado warning has just been discontinued or canceled, which is a good thing. We don't want to see any more tornado warnings, but still, I'm still just monitoring this system very, very closely. I do also want to show you, there's this other radar we call, it's called the what's it called, Will? The one that shows us hail, like vertical liquid.
That's the one that you would want to look at hail. I usually look at the difference, like the storm total difference. Sometimes I look at the let me try to find it, and I can pull it up for you and show you.
What's that thing on? I forget the name of it. It's VIL on GR Analyst.
The vertical integrated liquid that shows us how much rain and moisture is in a certain cell. This doesn't necessarily show us hail,
Right.
but it does show us how much rain is ready to fall out of this thunderstorm when it does start to die. So, and this is actually a good way of showing when the National Weather Service will issue a severe thunderstorm warning, or in this case, a tornado warning.
Right.
Whenever you start to see those darker reds, those pinks, and those whites, that's how you know the thunderstorm is strong. You got higher clouds, so you have plenty of room to fuel those thunderstorms. And like I was saying, I wasn't even looking at the VIL, but you can see you had a lot of white, so a lot of moisture up there, and the thunderstorm does look like it is starting to collapse. And whenever you see those whites and pinks start to go away, that's how you know the core of the thunderstorm is starting to fall out. We call this a downburst. So it could be a microburst or a macro burst. And I know that's pretty sciencey, but what you need to get out of this is whenever you start to see this start to collapse. So the whites, if you can go back a couple of frames.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like 1 or 2 frames where we saw, yeah, right there is perfect. Where you see all that white and even the grays. The grays are even over top the white right there. There's a lot of moisture within this thunderstorm. There's a lot of rain that's ready to collapse. There's strong winds up there. And if you go ahead and play it out, you see it starts to go away in 2 frames. So probably about 5 to 8 minutes. It starts to go away. That's the thunderstorm starting to collapse on itself.
Oh yeah. That is a nasty looking saber.
So that's where you start to see your micro burst, your macro burst, your down burst, whatever you want to call it. And what Liam was talking about, where you want to see hail, I usually look at the differential reflectivity. That usually gives us at least an idea of where some hail is going to be. But another thing I like to look at is the differential phase. It does show that as well if you want to pull that up. Go to radar scope.
I gotta get back to
and go to the differential phase.
I don't know why radar scope is so stinking slow these past couple of months. That's technology for you, ladies and gentlemen, though.
That's technology when you don't shut down your computer. Not trying to call you out, but you got to shut down your computer, buddy.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate that advice, and I will definitely start doing that, I swear.
I'm glad, especially when you get your brand new PC to go along with your new studio setup.
Oh yeah, huge shout out to Will. In case y'all haven't watched my welcome back video, Will has been a huge, tremendous help trying to get my new studio set up. He came down here, he hung out with my amazing mentor, Chief Meteorologist Ed Piotrowski over there at WPDE ABC 15 News, and after that he was nice enough to come back. He even gave me his own green screen that I use and even a really nice clock for me to time myself in my videos, but he's just been a tremendous help. He helped me reorganize this whole entire room, so Will, I truly cannot thank you enough.
Of course.
I can't hear you anymore.
Of course.
Oh, there you are.
But yeah, go ahead and pull up the differential phase,
Holy moly.
and once
That loads in.
that loads in, I'm sure you'll be able to tell where.
Can you not? Yeah.
Right there. That's where we're looking at the hail. This is what I like to look at whenever I'm looking at hail. And if you do a double panel and take a look at the where the hail core is, pretty clear where it is in relation. So you got that hook right there. Your hail core is going to be right there. So pretty clear.
Yep. Wow. Thank you, Will, for teaching me that. I did not know that.
Of course, yeah.
Once again, Will is he is a little bit better on the behind the scenes sciencey meteorology part than I am. Obviously, I know quite a bit, not to give myself credit or anything, but there's still quite a bit more things that Will knows about the actual science of meteorology than I do. But he's a great teacher. I honestly call it Will's Weather Classroom 101. I'm trying to brand that, but you know.
And of course, it doesn't come without great help. I've had great help, and even your mentor has been a big help, even in that 3.5 hours that I spent with him that one day. And of course, we're going to get some more time over the summer photographing some lightning.
Absolutely,
So stay
and
tuned for
also
that.
my amazing grandfather, I'm not sure if he's watching this, but my amazing grandfather, he has a beach house up in Cherry Grove, North Myrtle Beach, and he doesn't really use his downstairs room that much, so he has invited me and Will to make ourselves home down there, bring our green screens, cameras, computers, microphones, the whole 9 yards. We're going to be setting up shop down there, and we're actually going to be bringing you live coverage of any and all storms that do hit this upcoming hurricane season. So be sure to stay tuned to me and Will's channel. In case you want to follow Will on YouTube, the easiest way I know to get to it is you go to my website at liamsweather.org, go over to my team page, and you'll see a little button there for his YouTube channel. Also, if you want to follow
I'll even drop it in the chat.
yeah, perfect. And then also he's huge on Facebook. He has a huge Facebook following. He actually has a professional business account now. He's also on Twitter at WillsWX. So please be sure to follow him on Instagram, Facebook,
And I'll
Twitter.
drop that in the chat as well.
Perfect. He is more on Facebook while I'm more on YouTube, but we still want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So I would definitely be sure to follow him on all social media platforms as well as myself.
Yeah, he wants to be that big YouTube personality. His next goal is to meet Ryan Hall, y'all, in following and viewers.
Oh yeah,
So help him get up there.
I would greatly appreciate that. Not sure if I can live up to those expectations quite yet. I'm not sure if I'm ready to have 505,000 subscribers and 24,000 people watching my stream at once, but I will.
Nah, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. Don't get down on yourself. You're ready for it.
I'm only at what? Let's see. I'm at 584 subscribers, which is great. In case y'all don't know, I'm trying to hit 625 subscribers by June 21st, which is also my birthday. Not sure if it's too ambitious to try and hit 1,000 by this upcoming Christmas, but that's my long-term goal. So if any of you are new, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Will's channel, and also share our platform, social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, to everybody you know, so that way you can stay live with us throughout this whole entire hurricane season. We have so many new radar software is, as you're currently seeing right now on the live stream, that will be bringing you live coverage of ongoing severe weather outbreaks, just like we're doing right now. Throughout the upcoming hurricane season, we'll be with you every single step of the way. Two of the, by far, the best weather enthusiasts in the country, to say the least. So we will bring you throughout every single step of the way to make sure you, your family members, friends, coworkers, anybody else you know, stay safe, and we can try and have the least amount of weather-related deaths this year in the United States. So, sorry, we're going way off topic here. Let's go ahead and get back onto this tornado warning. Thankfully, it has now gone through Seminole. The hook echo is not looking as impressive as it did right before it did go through Seminole. But we're still seeing quite a good hook signature. There's still a really good debris signature. A rotation signature. Once again, the greens are still pretty much on top of the reds. It looks like they're very, very bright right there. So that is probably your tornado right there. And taking a look here at the correlation coefficient, this is our debris signature. Still seeing probably some debris somewhere right in there. It's not a perfect, circular debris ball that we, usually look for, but it's still something showing up, which means that there is something still there. So, let's take a look at exactly where this is going to be going. It will probably be going just to the south of Cromwell, near Barrington. Let me actually go ahead and pull up Radar Omega, because I can do that a little bit better on Radar Omega than I can on this one right here. So let's bring up our velocity radar right here. And not to mention, the amount of lightning strikes these storms have are just insane. These storms are dangerous when it comes to tornadoes, damaging winds, hail, heavy downpours, but these storms are electric, to say the least. So let's go ahead and draw this marker out for you, and we'll time this storm out for you. Really cool thing about Radar Omega is you can actually track out this storm by drawing a storm track. So let's see, it's moving probably this general direction. Will, can you see exactly how fast this cell is moving? So I can put in the speed.
Which one are we talking about?
The one
about okay, got you.
That PDS or tornado emergency.
Yeah. National Weather Service has it moving northeast at 20 miles per hour.
Northeast at 20. Thank you, sir. Alrighty, so we have got multiple different areas within... Oops, lost it there. I always forget how to do this. Now, if I could just get the thing to come up here. Oh, come on. Sorry that this is doing this for us. Well, do you know how to do this to get the... Actually, like that little scrolling thing with the locations?
Let me try it out over here. But go on Twitter and look up the hashtag tornado, and there's a couple of good pictures of tornadoes that we've seen in Texas, and I was looking for one that we were just talking about. I haven't been able to see that. Actually, yep, there we go, right here. This was about 40 minutes ago in the development stages.
Hang on a second,
I'll share my screen.
Yep.
In the development stages right there.
It's a little blurry on there, but I'm going to try and also use mine here. That was Alvaca. You just said search up the hashtag tornado?
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. So this was 26 minutes ago. This one is looking pretty ominous, to say the least. Looks like something you would probably see in the movies. Once again, I do apologize that my computer is being this slow. As Will said earlier, I'm looking at getting a new computer for my birthday, which is upcoming next month. So this was at Bridge Creek. I don't think this is... There's no way this is real right now. There's no way that there was just an F5. You know, there's probably a lot of
That'd be an
pictures.
EF5.
There's probably a lot of pictures on my notifications here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues
For some reason, Liam, if you could come back real quick.
Yes. So how exactly did you do that? Because
I don't understand what's going on. Don't really understand what's going on with my Radar Omega, why everything's so small. I mean, you can clearly see everything is pretty small. I don't know why. I might have to uninstall it and reinstall it, but...
Let me try it on mine.
Go ahead and draw out the track on yours.
Can you still see my screen?
And reshare your screen so I can see what you're doing. Nope.
Now, once I get to here, I can't
No,
get
it
that
should
location
come up.
thing.
It should pop up a box in the top corner. And draw it a little bit longer, too. Like, go way out there. Go out to clear view.
Here we go. Alrighty, so here is your locations time. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better on my screen than what Will was showing. It's going to be in Cromwell in approximately 20 minutes or so. Bearden in about a half an hour. Okima just under an hour. And many other locations like that. Once again, be hitting Clearwater just after Okima, so probably within an hour or so. Within this cone I just drew, there's just over 3,500 people within this, so not extremely populated, but still it's way too many people to be in line for this cell. So please be sure that if you are in this area, I mean, we're still seeing an extremely incredible rotation signature right in there. Green's going towards, red going away from the radar. This particular tornado is in a very unstable atmosphere. It has all the right ingredients for these storms to fire up, so just please be sure that you are keeping a very close eye on this. And let's actually go ahead and get off of this warning for just a couple of minutes. We've been on this warning for about an hour or so. Let's go ahead and take a look now here in Texas, because we do have a couple of other tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings as well that I do want to take a look here. Go ahead and switch over to the Lubbock radar here. Will, do you have anything to mention or say?
Not right now, just looking around.
Alrighty, well, you just pop that microphone back on if you got anything to say.
There's a lot of hail showing up down here near Cromwell, Texas, right near Paducah, and we still do have a good hook echo down there too.
Paducah. Is that okay, here we go. Which you on that radar site near Frederick?
No, near Lubbock.
You're on what?
Near Lubbock.
Yeah, I know I was on Lubbock, but now I'm on this one.
Well, this is the warning that's issued by... This is their warning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the coverage area. That's why I chose that radar.
Well, I just could see it. It's just closer to that radar site, so I was just trying to get a better look on it.
See, we need something like Max Engage where we can put radar sites on top of each other.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like spending $75,000 a year for that.
Is that how much it costs?
Something like that. I think I'll just stick to using Max every Tuesday and Thursday. So let me go over to that. I can't even do that anymore. Talking about. Oh. And I'll mention this again, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the end. This is not the last day of this outbreak. This is going to be going on, obviously, throughout the rest of tonight, but into your day tomorrow, into your Friday as well. Our best shot of rain in our local area is actually probably going to be most likely Friday during the afternoon. We did get a couple of showers and storms earlier today that was located right along the sea breeze and also across much of the upstate. But that was not really the main show. The main show is going to be on Friday when this whole entire new system does come through, and that'll bring us our next shot of rain. So I'm looking at that cell, and there is some hail showing up here, right in there. So I appreciate the 3 likes on this stream. Probably all for Will because he's awesome.
Yeah, what about your grandfather, grandmother? I saw them on there.
Say what?
I said, what about your grandfather, your grandmother? I saw them on there. I'm sure they liked it.
Yeah, they probably liked it for you. Will is loved by my whole entire family, in case you're wondering, so.
Very lovable person, if I do say so myself.
I can 110% agree with that. And ladies, don't worry. And ladies, he's not single, by the way. He does have a girlfriend, so don't get any thoughts. Just FYI. Don't worry, Tori. Don't worry, Tori. I got you.
We have fun.
Oh, we do. Oh, trust me.
And we have fun at the wrong times, too.
We most certainly do. That is a fact.
Because, we got 3 people watching us, and 3 of them could be from Oklahoma, hoping that we're covering that tornado, and we're just sitting over here having a good time.
I can guarantee. I'll put money on that. Probably my grandmother.
I'm one of them.
Okay, so now we have 4 viewers and 4 likes, actually. So there's 3 people currently watching right now. That's not you.
All right, go back down here
that
to.
Rotation signature is still holding on with that. What's that? What was that location that just got hit?
Go down by Paducah, near Caldwell, in Texas. We have a pretty good hook showing up there.
I'm gonna go to this radar site, even though it's not issued. I just can get a way better look with this one. And that hook echo just got way better on that. Oh my gosh, that hook near Seminole, it got terrible as it hit Seminole, lifted back up, and now it's on the ground again. Oh my god.
And actually do a double panel and turn on the VIL with that whenever that loads in.
What do you want? Base reflectivity and base velocity?
No, the VIL. Turn on the VIL.
Oh. Vertically integrated liquid.
And do the VILD.
Okay. Also, there you go. Okay, so.
And I did just want and I wanted you to turn that on because I wanted to go back to what I was saying. You see, can you actually turn on the reflectivity on the left side right here?
Yep. You want you said there, okay. Wow.
Yeah, right there you can clearly see you got a lot of moisture content up in that thunderstorm, and you see the whites, the grays. That's all of that thunderstorm energy waiting to collapse on itself and fall out. That's if you ever heard the saying the bottom is falling out, that's literally what this means. Whenever you start to see this start to go away back down into the pink and the red and eventually go away, that's because the bottom has fell out. The core of the thunderstorm has completely fell to the ground, and that's where you're going to see your damaging straight line winds. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm warning issued for this, because at any point in time you could see a downburst.
But
also we are
Sorry.
But also, we are seeing these stronger wind gusts as well. I believe we are seeing winds about 50 to 60 miles per hour. I believe the warning is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let me read the warning. Yeah, the
Yep.
winds.
I got 57 right
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, tennis ball size hail. So that's another reason why we have a severe thunderstorm warning on this. If you can actually switch over to the, not exactly sure which one it would be on here. I think it's going to be your switch over to KDP on the right or on the left side, whichever one.
KDP.
No, on the side, like
Oh,
your
I'm sorry.
product.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's going to show all your hail right there. You get a better look on radar scope with it, but you can still see there's pretty large hail showing up there. And your Ville right there, it is starting to collapse. So you are starting to see those winds getting stronger and everything like that. Lots of rain is going to be expected with this as well. So
Overall, just
Liam,
a
got
very
anything to say?
nasty looking supercell.
Yeah.
Nasty. Not to mention,
And we
this
still
is
do have that tornado warning down to the south as well, because this is still showing a bit of a hook echo. But there's not a lot of rotation. It's very broad. Looking at the 3 radars that are close to this, there's not a lot of rotation showing up on any of them. So I think they are keeping this warning on there because there is a possible tornado. I don't think this is confirmed either or reported. This is a weather spotted confirmed tornado, but they did expire that warning because there is a severe weather statement on this, and this was actually expired 12 minutes ago.
this warning was expired. You said?
Yep, this warning was expired 12 minutes ago.
Oh.
But they issued the warning to go for a while. So I guess the radar hasn't cleared it out yet.
Okay. By the way, I do want to go back over to that tornado emergency in Oklahoma right near Seminole. I'm watching it on my other computer here, and it looks like the hook echo just just blew up again. I almost used your bottomed out word right there. My fault, but once this comes up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is a very strong supercell, still looking at a very clear rotation signature. Green colors indicating winds blowing towards the radar, red going away. So there's your tornado right there. And just a clear textbook hook echo. Clear outflow boundary right there. Clear inflow boundary right there. So there is your tornado right there. And still seeing, it's really hard to pick out debris here on the CC. But this is still a very strong and very dangerous supercell, to say the least. So please be taking shelter if you are in this warning. Get to the lowest floor of the building that you are in right now. Particularly a bathroom or a closet will be best. If you have a basement, that would be best, honestly, too. Put the helmet on, get the shoes on. Anything else like that is highly recommended. And once again, me and Will are going to try and stay on here for as long as we can. We love doing this for you and bringing you up to date on this. So we're going to try and be on here as long as we can to make sure that you are staying up to date on every single possible threat that is currently out there right now.
And I'm actually going to let Liam take over from this right now. It is 8:30, so it is Wednesday night as well. So
You got to go?
got a little bit of personal stuff to do for Wednesday night around this same time. I do it every Wednesday.
Gotcha.
I'm going to let Liam take over from here, and whenever we have another severe weather outbreak, he might even go live tomorrow, knowing Liam, because there is going to be a possibility of severe weather. So I'm going to let Liam go ahead and take over. So we'll be in good hands. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you for once again coming on here on such short notice. You are the best. Once again, everybody, he listed his links down in the live chat. Follow him on Facebook and also on YouTube. And also on Twitter if you want at WillsWX as well. He is amazing at what he does. And depending on if I have anything else to do, I'm going to try and stay on here for as long as I can as well. I did not know Will had some other things that he had to take care of tonight, so. But I'm actually going to go ahead and get off. I've been live streaming for a while. I didn't even think I was going to be on live tonight. But that is pretty much going to conclude tonight's live coverage of the severe weather event. Thank you all so much for joining us. Once again, please be sure if you are brand new to the channel to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also be sure to click the like button if you are enjoying the content. Follow me on all of my social media links. They are listed at the bottom of the description. Bottom of the description in this video. So once again, that'll wrap up tonight's live coverage. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please stay safe, and me and Will see you next time.